I'm Alex Backus. We've got a lot of news coming up for you. We begin today with an update on the case of Jorge Gomez. He was shot and killed after a Black Lives Matter protest. It was last June in downtown Las Vegas. If you remember, it was a chaotic night. Officer Shane Michelonis was shot and wounded just a few miles away in a separate incident. Well, this morning, the county held a fact-finding review to provide a bit more transparency about an officer's use of deadly force. We have Hector Mejia live from the Clark County Government Center right now with the very latest. Hi, Hector.
Hey there, Alex, and we should also highlight this is not a trial right now. Actually, just minutes ago, this public fact-finding review just ended and people are gathering outside. Some key takeaways from earlier this morning. Police say Jorge Gomez carried 3 guns but did not fire any of them. It's also becoming more unclear whether he actually pointed a gun at police. 4 officers fired 19 times. None of them had a body camera. Both sides are now going through surveillance video and statements to try and clear up what happened that night on June 1st of last year. So we're told a final determination about whether the district attorney's office will file charges against the officers will be made in the coming weeks. The 4 officers reported fearing for their lives. In their statements, they claimed Gomez raised or leveled his gun at them. However, when Jason Levitt, the lead investigator who gave a presentation, answered questions, he said he did not see Gomez level a weapon. He later said that based on the video, it's, quote, indiscernible whether the 25-year-old pointed the weapon. Levitt did say that if Gomez had survived, he'd face the following charges: 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon on a protected person. That's based on the officer's accounts. Plus, carrying a concealed weapon. Investigators found a 3rd gun in Gomez's bag. And the last charge, possession of a short-barreled rifle. The timeline of events laid out today reported Gomez was running northbound when police opened fire.
What you can see that I'll identify this video that's as good for that is the red and blue lights that are behind the tree that we can see through this screen here are the officers that were actually involved in the shooting. They were further north of Mr. Gomez on the west side of the street.
According to investigators, Gomez's truck was towed to the Gomez family attorney's office before police even had a chance to search it with a warrant. And while we were inside commission chambers as the review was underway, we could hear the protests from outside reverberating through the walls. Our 8 News Now reporter Victoria Saha is live, continuing our live team coverage. She's right next to the crowd with that part of the story. Victoria.
Thanks, Hector. Protests outside the County Commission building remained pretty calm for the morning, but one thing was pretty clear. The passion and need for justice was very evident in their chants. That is one of the many chants we kept hearing this morning. Friends and family and protesters firmly believe Jorge Gomez did not deserve to be shot by Metro police officers 19 times because they say he was running from police. And today, nearly 10 months since Gomez's death, protesters are pleading for those officers involved to be held accountable.
We're here for his family. He deserves justice. We want justice. Because if this happened to him, this could happen to any of our friends, any of our family.
Jorge Gomez didn't deserve to die that night. And he represents so many that have.
Not only were the protesters calling for the officers to be charged in Gomez's death, but they said they wanted District Attorney Steve Wolfson to be held accountable for not doing enough to make sure the officers are charged. I do want to point out a few protesters did bring up what happened earlier this week in our country, another officer-involved shooting in the case of Dante Wright, and they say enough is enough. Reporting for News 8, I'm Victoria Saha.